Okay, guys, good night, and welcome again to another episode of Together We Rise, Building Our Nation. And tonight we are here with another Stetsonian. You know, it's a Sampaloo, as you can see across your screen. A big entertainer over there in Canada. Man that hails from Jamaica, as we know. Went to St. Elizabeth Technical High School, but we'll learn more about that, in terms of the year when he entered St. Elizabeth Technical High School. So, Mr. Sampaloo, I just want to welcome you to the platform. Together We Rise, Building Our Nation.
Give thanks, Ian. Give thanks, man. It's a pleasure. You know what I mean? Just knowing that a former student, I know here I am on a platform where, you know what I mean, basically it's just the whole STETHS family. So it's a pleasure.
All right, guys, and to all our audience, as you guys come in, we just want to welcome you guys and just want you to, be a part of the program. You're able to ask your question, put in a comment if you have, and share the broadcast also. So basically, Sampaloo, where I want to start off is that, I know that I am privileged to have you on here tonight on the program, but, if we were to go back at the beginning of life, possibilities that you probably wouldn't have been here tonight. From what I understand, you could have died before even childbirth. So I'm gonna start right here. Could you tell us, a little bit about that?
Well, yeah, and I just have to give my mother, man, all the glory as a strong Jamaican woman. You know what I mean? Cause without God and without her, I wouldn't be possibly here even give you an interview. I'm gonna start it like this, cause she is the one who relate the story to me and tell me what happened. When she was 5 months pregnant, she's from the parish of St. Mary. My father is from the parish of St. Elizabeth. So my father go to Kingston, for look job. Likewise, she go to Kingston to look job, and that's how they met each other. So basically, I was born in Kingston. I raised and grew in St. Elizabeth, but I was born in Kingston.
Okay.
So when she was 5 months pregnant with me, she went to visit back St. Mary. St. Mary is a place, a lot of rain, and St. Mary is a very hilly place. And she lived on a hill. That's where she went back to visit. So while she was going up the hill, she fell. She fell with me while she was 5 months pregnant, and I slip out. She tell me I slip out the house. I slip out her womb at 5 months. So they rush her to the emergency. So when they rush her to emergency, she did have to make a choice. It's a decision which she did have to make. At the time, during them time that they didn't have the equipment at that time to save 5 months, take out a 5 months baby, and so they gave her a choice, either to put me back in or take me. Taking me, that mean I wouldn't be alive. And the decision that she did have to make was either they put me back up, is a possibility where we both could die, or I could born and she could die. And the chances that are taking me, they give her option, like give her advice. Taking me, she would live to have many more kids. So it's a decision which she did have to make. And her choice and her decision was push him back up. Push him back up, make it kill both of us. He's not dead, he's alive. I don't want you to take my baby. If he was dead, then it's a different situation. But push him back up. So they put me back up. I survived, but I go for 7 months. I'm a premature baby because of the whole complication. And it is so funny. My mom tell me I weigh 1.5 pounds.
Wow.
1.5 pounds.
Wow.
Tell me I was so tiny. And they run all the tests on me and I was perfect. I'm gonna knock on board. Jamaica have this saying, I have never been admitted in a hospital from I was born, not I could record it. And at my age right now. So the choice was that she had me and I go 7 months, so I was premature. And I spent only 3 days in the hospital. At the time, she used to live at Kingston too. It was a walking distance from Jubilee Hospital to home. And she was telling me she was walking home, have me wrap up in this towel, you couldn't see me. And she said this guy drove up to her and asked her, lady, what you having at the towel? And he said, telling him, say, I'm a baby. So how you mean say you're baby? And he said, the guy stop the car and come out. He said, she unfold me and look. And he said, lady, you sure you're not run out of the hospital car? This a baby I can't survive. This a baby are too smart to survive. And my mother said to him, said, they run all the tests on him and he's good. And he said, the guy said to him, me not trust you. Me go drive behind you and see which part you live. And my mother said, this guy drive right behind her until she go over the apartment, open the gate and go in. And he said, when she go in, the guy called him. The guy said, could I be his godfather?
Oh.
And mother said, the guy take out a lot of money and want to give her. But she said, at the time, my father, St. Elizabeth, man, some jealous set of people then. My father, my mother said, no, can't accept that car. You know, me I go explain it to him father. So me can't accept that. So that's the story about me actually as a strong Jamaican woman. And I have to give her all the credit. May God bless her soul. She lived to have 5 more kids. So it's 7 of us. So despite I was born, she still lived to have 5 more. You know what I mean? So that's the story with my mom.
Well, Sampaloo, just listening to that story and what took place, I just want to say, man, you're a miracle child. You know, that is
Yes, I am,
nothing.
man.
You're nothing but a miracle. You know, for you born as a preemie. I work as a nurse, you know, so I have knowledge of premature kids. I have actually spent probably a week in NICU, you know, just floating as a float nurse. Went
Yep.
there and just to care for those kids, it's very challenging as a nurse.
Right.
You know, and for your mother to care for you, and as you said, no issues at
No
all.
issue.
You know,
Yep.
that tell me it is nothing more than a miracle. But
Yes, it
another
is.
thing I want to take from your story is that your mother is a strong woman and a woman of faith, because she had actually taken a chance,
It
meaning
is.
she could lose her life, but they tell her, you know, this could cost you your life. And she was willing to take that chance to make you live and be
Yep.
here that you could talk to me tonight.
I'm
That
telling the
tells me that
story.
your mother is a strong woman, you know. And we're
Yes.
gonna wish her a heavenly birthday when it come on the 23rd.
Yes, she
But
is.
what I wanna do tonight here, Sampaloo, is to give you at least a minute or two to just tell us relive your mom's life by telling us what type of person your mother was. We already see that she was a strong woman, but nobody knows her more than you. So, you know, if you could just share a little light on the type of mother your mother was.
And you know the funniest thing about it, Ian? I didn't raise by my mom, you know.
Wow.
No, I didn't raise by my mom. I raised with my grandfather in St. Elizabeth, because my father is from St. Elizabeth. So while growing up, my father take me to St. Elizabeth to visit. And when I go to St. Elizabeth to visit, I just went there for the weekend. Like he bring me over Friday. So by Monday morning, we did have to leave to come back to Kingston. I did live with him and my mom. And when he ready, I said I don't want to go. I want to stay with my grandfather. My mom always is a type woman where believe in a God. She believe in her education. That was the key for her. She used to teach us to read, actually the Bible, and she used to give us, we have to read all of these Bible story. And it was so funny when my father take me to St. Elizabeth and I meet my grandfather, I actually thought my grandfather was God. I actually thought my grandfather was the person my mom always read to us and tell us, this is the great man. That's how my grandfather appeared to be at the time when I met my grandfather. And I didn't want to go back to Kingston. I didn't want to go back. Honestly,
how old were you at this time?
at the time I was 7 years old.
Oh.
And I didn't want to go back to Kingston. This man just, there was something about this man that just attachable. I couldn't go back. And I was crying and telling my father I don't want to go. And my father was getting real mad. Say, I can't leave you. Your mother gonna kill me. I cannot. There's no way I can leave your country. And my grandfather said, you know what? I will bring him. You go and I will bring him. And he said he can't do that. And at the time, they wouldn't have telephone where you can call and say, he don't want to come back. Understand? So my father said, okay, I'm going to go, but I guarantee his mom going to come for him. And my father went to Kingston and tell my mom, saying, left me. Mother, take the next bus and return, come a country, come a St. Elizabeth. And you know the distance from St. Elizabeth. At the time, my grandfather lived in Black River, so you know Black River. From Black River to Kingston. And when my father reached, my mom returned on the next bus, come a country of St. Elizabeth. And when he come, my grandfather talked him out. She was convinced. She was definitely convinced. He put every trust in my godfather. My grandfather tell her, look, this is a miracle. Even my grandfather have 7 kids and none of his kids never attached to him as how I was attached to him. And he tell my mom, don't worry, I will take care of him. He's mine. Don't worry, I will take care of him. And he convinced my mom. So my mom used to go back and forth, come visit me every weekend, so till she see how comfortable and how happy I was. You know? But my mother, she was a loving soul. Like, real loving soul. She made sure that, you know, I was comfortable. And the thing, I spent more time as a younger kid with her. Because being as I was premature, so everywhere she is, I was there. She never leave me an inch. I was so small, so I get all the nourishing from her. So we did have this close connection, you know. And my grandfather raised me. My grandfather raised me in St. Elizabeth. So when I get bigger, I go visit her and go back and forth. She come St. Elizabeth, we go visit, but I didn't raise up with her, grow up, you know, that manly way. But she was always that person where just never leave me, man.
Oh, man. And that's a touching story there, you know.
Yeah.
I just can imagine, you know, the type of person or your grandfather was, because for your mother who is so attached to you, you know, who have given up her life so that you could live, basically she run that risk. You know,
Yeah.
in that, guess what? If I die, I die, but you know, put back the skid, you know, and that tell me that your grandfather was such a man that he could convince her that, guess what, I'll take good care of your child. That tell me something really about your grandfather, you know. And
My
and
grandfather, my grandfather, my grandfather was my everything. My grandfather was my mother, my father. I was so attached to my grandfather because the thing with my grandfather was a porter, right? He was a porter. I remember the Panama Canal all them
yeah,
time when
yeah, yeah.
my grandfather went there as a porter. My grandfather raised 7 kids of his own. One of his kids through childbirth. Actually, same incident too. His last daughter through childbirth, the mom died and the daughter born. And it was 7 of them. And 7 of them. It was 3 girls and 4 boys. And my grandfather raised all 7 kids by himself. Like by himself. Like when his wife passed, That would be my great-grandmother. And my great-grandmother died through childbirth. Like actually the same situation that I would have encountered.
Wow.
She didn't make it. So my grandfather last daughter born without a mom. And my grandfather raised all 7 of his kids them. So when he adopted me to the family, to him it was like a heaven. It was like a godsend. You know, I was like one of them, not even a challenge to him. He just know it. From the first time he saw me and I come around him, he know it. He tell my mom this would have happened. So my mother trusts him that much, and he did his job. He passed away now. Sidney Mullings passed away. Have some great kids, Kenneth Mullings, Donald Mullings, and one of his son also is a former student at St. Elizabeth Technical. He's a civil engineer, work on bridges. I'm located in Montreal here. He come to Montreal back then in his time to study at, I think it was McGill University in Montreal here where I'm at now right now. So you have some very successful kids.
And we're gonna get and touch those, even that STETHS story that you mentioned, STETHS. But before we get there, I just want to know the name Sampaloo. How did that come about? You know, not your stage name, but how did it come about?
Well, you know, a lot of people always, because I'm into the music and doing the music, they always start the Sampaloo is the. Even yesterday I was on set with the STETHS alumni celebration coming up for the 60. And one lady say, "What's your real name?" And I was about to explain it to her. But the name Sampaloo was given to me from birth, you know. Like from birth. The first day, my father came at the hospital and saw me. I was so small. As I tell you, my mom tell me I weigh 1.5 pounds. I was so small. My father came there and he said, just talking out loud. And he looked at, he said, that must be a Sampaloo. And my mother said to him, say, what's a Sampaloo? And he said, I don't know what's a Sampaloo. And my mother said then, how you say Sampaloo? Father said, well, you know what? Call him Sampaloo then. And that's how me get the name from birth. One look, he look and he come and see me. It wasn't no makeup name. It wasn't no artist name. And that name stick for me. And then he went to the country. He went to St. Elizabeth now. And telling his people, them are my family and his friend. I have a son named Sampaloo. But each time he says Sampaloo, they repeat it. They're like, Sampaloo. So he end up getting the name too. So you have big Sampaloo and you have little Sampaloo. And you have father Sampaloo and little Sampaloo. So he end up with the name. And everybody just know him as that name too. Then never change the name. If you go anywhere in Black River, anywhere in St. Elizabeth, he passed away about 2 years now. Just ask for Sampaloo. He was an activist. He was a politician. He is a well-known figure in St. Elizabeth, in Black River. And that's how we end up getting the name, Sampaloo. And even now, if I tell, the name is so easy to catch on. If anybody asks me, what's the name? I'm going to say Sampaloo. Sampaloo. They always repeat it. So that's how I end up with the name.
Okay. All right, so as we can see, we see Elaine coming on and you know, shouting out to Sampaloo, you know, laughing about
Pick up Elaine.
Elaine, we just want to say, you know, with that big smile, we just want to big up Elaine. Elaine have been working so hard behind the scene of the STETHS alumni group. You know, Elaine basically is the person who have actually made this connection, and we just want to give a shout out to the STETHS alumni group. You know, team over there working very hard for the 60th anniversary, and I know Sampaloo, you will be a part of that show. You know, you'll be performing on the show, and you know, we're looking forward to that performance. But before I even touch the performance, you know, we just want to give a shout out to the president himself, Mr. Donovan Wilson. You know, I see he had put out a message there that guess what? You know, we know their tickets were going for $60 for 60 years. But Donovan have just break a big news that guess what? The $60 is gonna include $40 that will go towards your membership for the year. So basically, you're gonna be become a member, if you're not a member as yet, within that $60 that you pay, that is like a big giveaway. So it's $60, including your membership, including a part of this wonderful program that they have planned for the entire, I say, come like a year program. But on the 23rd coming up, we have the dinner dance, which we know we're gonna be going live. We ask that if you're not yet registered, guys, just go over there and register. If you need any information, we just have the right person right on board here. Elaine Campbell Murray, Elaine RN, who is working in the medical field. We know how challenging that is to deal with that alone in itself, but to also be doing such an awesome job over there in the STETHS alumni group. We just want to big up Elaine and big up all the members, and whoever is out there is not a member of the STETHS family. I ask that, guys, guess what? Just get on board, and share, in the joy and the fun that is on that side, the STETHS alumni group. There's so much STETHS chat, everything going. So Sampaloo, now we're gonna roll it right back into STETHS quickly now. So you're a man who went to St. Elizabeth Technical High School. Could you tell us how did that happen? Was it that you wanted to go to STETHS, or was it your grandfather's decision? But just tell us a little bit about you and St. Elizabeth Technical High School.
I attend STETHS 83 to 86. I went on a track and field scholarship. I used to attend Black River Secondary, which now is a high school now. But at the time, it was a secondary school. I was a middle distance runner. I used to run cross country. I've been a champion boy for 3 years. The 3 years I spent here, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade. And I have my uncle wife, call her Sister Bev. She's in Florida. She lives in Florida. She's a doctor now. They did have a trial up by STETHS, So she tell me, I want to take you to STETHS. I want you to enter the trial. I know you could get in, cause at the time I'm being a champion boy at Black River Secondary for 3 years consecutive. Like nobody can run left me when it comes to the distance. And so she get the date and she brought me up there. But when I went up by STETHS for the trial, it wasn't a normal trial. The trial was like mostly people like from JC Foster College, people from Veer Technical, mostly from high school was hi beautiful. So it was mostly from people from high school who looking for transfer. So it wasn't like that typical trial where you have secondary level runners are to make the trial. So when my aunt bring me there now, it was Michael Olivier at the time was the track and field coach. So my aunt bring me and tell him, say, he's a good runner, he run long distance. And so he asked me what race I would prefer. At the time, they have the 1500 and the 800. So I tell him both. You know what I mean? I want to get in. My auntie, she believed in me. She was the whole behind, the whole getting me there. But when they started now, all of them put on spikes. These are already athletes who are competing in a competition. For me, I was only doing secondary level. Everybody have on spikes. Me was a barefoot runner. So Michael Olivier asked me, where is his shoes? So my auntie said, he not have none. So they say, okay, they're gonna get me a shoes because it's very dangerous. So they go look shoes, but when I tried them on, there was none, couldn't fit me. So my auntie said, what you wanna do? So I said, I'm gonna take the chance. So my auntie said, listen now, the shoes them, they have the spikes under the bottom. Don't make they catch you. Because if they step on your foot, trust me, it could be fatal. So all I want you to do, when you're going this race, just run left everybody, don't be nobody come near you. Ian, see from the gun go off, boom. Let me tell you, I wasn't running the race. I was running to just get away from not them spikes in me. Ian, record.
Wow.
When he click, I come in the 800, record. The 1500, record. He said, no, we need you. We need you. And it's so funny. I know my auntie, Sister Bev, Beverly, Dr. Mullings. I know she gonna watch this live. To be honest, I know she gonna watch this live. While I'm on the track running, she inside running, following me, and I said, "Go Sampa, go, go Sampa, go Sampa, go Sampa, go, go Sampa, go Sampa, go Sampa, go." So she was running actually the whole lap them with me, but she's inside. And yes, I make it, man. I make it. Like Olivier said, look, these guys you run against, they already been going to technical school. They're just looking transfer to come to STETHS. I was on a secondary level. So for me to run with all of these guys, break records, so all I did have to do now, at the time it was Principal Mr. Burton. He was the principal at that time. So all I have to do now, just go and go do the economic test. And I did, and I passed. And that's how I end up in St. Elizabeth Technical. I end up there on a track and field.
So basically, you're an athlete, you know.
Yeah, yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Well, you know, at this time, I really want to take time out and give a shout out to Mike Olivier. We all know him, Mercy. You know,
Mercy.
Yeah. Mercy, yeah, man. So we really want to give a shout out to him because, you know, I tell you, Mike Olivier has really done a lot for St. Elizabeth Technical High School.
Yep.
But not just the school, but for us as individuals. Because a lot of people wouldn't even know this. When I went to St. Elizabeth Technical High School, I went there as an athlete, just like you. He would have sent someone to sort me out. I was in the hills shooting bird when I hear a voice calling, you know, one of the teacher's son coming to look for me. That, guess what? Mike Olivier want you at STETHS. Because I was just like you, champion boy at Rosal for a few years. And now, you know, Matthew, 7th, 8th grade, ready. And here, Olivier, I look for you. And, you know, and I went into St. Elizabeth Technical High School for track and field. But, you know, due to some injuries, I didn't continue with track and field. I just gravitated to the cricket. And that what happened, you know. So a lot of people didn't know that, but that was my history. So we're just gonna shout out to Mike Olivier, shout out to the STETHS sports
track
program, not just the track and field, but also the football, you know, the cricket, you know, the netball, you know. You know, STETHS is one of the champion schools when it comes to sports. And really wanna give it up to them, and, you know, shout out to the whole STETHS family. Give a shout out to Mr. Wellington, the now principal. You know, because, you know, he's an awesome principal. A lot of things been done there at STETHS, Sampaloo, and we all need to go back there and add to it and do our part, you know. So
yeah, I would love to, man.
Yeah, man. And with the alumni group, they're doing a lot. And once you're a part of the alumni group, then you'll forever be a part of St. Elizabeth Technical and help it. So that's even one of the reasons why I encourage people to really, you know, get involved in this. So Sampaloo, quickly, still at St. Elizabeth Technical High School there, you know, we want to find out where was your favorite hideout place during that time and your favorite teacher back then?
Mr. Simit was my favorite teacher, one of my favorite teacher. Cause Mr. Simit was the maths teacher. He was a maths teacher, and he also affiliated with the track and field team. So definitely, Mr. Simit was one of my favorite teacher, and I used to have a teacher named Muller, because my last name is Mullings, and they call him Muller. He is Mullings too. They call him Muller, and he also affiliated with the track and field team. And my joint teacher named Mr. Lurch, very serious man. Somehow, me and him get along good. But my favorite hideout spot was down by the farm. In the farm there, that's where I always used to be. I was also a member of the cadet too. I was into the cadet car. my whole mission was to become a soldier. I did want to be a part of the Jamaica Defensive Force. That's what I did want to do. So I was a part of the cadet, and but basically, Mr. Simit, a maths teacher, he was one of my favorite teachers. He was, and he affiliated with track and field, so he used to give me extra tutoring because I used to spend most time, on the track. So to get that extra lesson, so I get to spend a lot of time with Mr. Simit and mostly other teachers.
Okay, thanks for sharing, man. And next thing now, since you mentioned track and field, how did that journey when did you went on to represent St. Elizabeth Technical High School at Champs, or were you
Yeah, man, definitely. I do all of the Western Championship. I go boys champs. Yeah, I was pretty much active. I was part of the team. I was a part of the team. I was pretty much a part of the team. I do trial for Carifta game. I went Carifta trial. I do pens relay trials. But I was pretty much a part of the team. I was pretty involved. Like, to be honest, one time I thought that's what I was looking forward like for a track and field scholarship to go like overseas. That was one of my main focus, to be honest. But then, you have other athletes there who just come and just bad, Kenroy, Levy, and all some great athletes. So, that's how it unfolded. But definitely, I was pretty much involved. I do all of the track meet them, cross country. Great Paul Bryan from Spurtree. One of my teacher who teach me to run the road is a guy named driver Danny Swaby. Like, you know what I mean? They was pretty much my great influence. Sebastian Warner, he's from St. Vincent. All of Winthrop Graham, all of the top. And I was also involved in I get myself involved in soccer. I used to love soccer, but I did so good even at Black River Secondary before going to St. Elizabeth Technical. I was part of the Black River Secondary soccer team. So when I come to St. Elizabeth Technical and start the track and field, when track finish, I start play for under 16, STETHS under 16. So I was pretty much involved in sports going to technical. And I do electrical installation. That's where I was. And graduate and start do electrical engineering, refrigeration engineering in Black River. And then I came to Canada now. Came to Canada on a farm aid program. As I tell you, my father, he was a politician. He was an activist for one of the party there. So he have access. So he always asked me. I was at work and he come and visit me. He said to me, "You want to go to America?" And he's like, "Oh, why?" And he's like, "You want to go on a farm work program?" And I said, what they do? He tell me they cut cane. So I say like, with snake? And he say yes. He said no. He said no. Say no, depend that. Depend the snake and the cane cut it. And next week again, I saw him and he said, "You wanna go Canada?" And he's like, "What happened to Canada now? Don't tell me we're going to cut cane." He said, "Nah." He said, Apple. He's like, and he convinced me, tell me, Canada clean, Canada one of the cleanest countries. Start telling me all these things about Canada. So the apple tree them short just like this, and you just stand up and you just speak. You see the easiest thing. I said, nah. Maybe they have snake. So I was telling my friend, the same day he told me, I was telling my friend. So so my father asked me, say, if I want to go to Canada, so then pick up. And my friend, I said, "How will you tell him?" So I tell him no. He said, "Why?" And I said, "Yo, I have some family member go up there and it's easy, bro. Like it's easy with. So he's like, you wanna come? And he said, yeah. Talk to him. And I say, all right. I go talk to my father. So I go and visit my father. I'm telling, cause he named Sampaloo. He told me name Sampaloo. So me and my father our relationship, cause his grandfather raised me. So, and it is so funny. He's from the opposite side of politics, and my grandfather is from the opposite side. So both of them never get along. So they don't get along. They always dispute each other. So, and I raised with my grandfather, and my father, I told we have the same name. And these are two big, and my grandfather is an activist too, but he's not one of them who go on the road and campaign. Like, we live off an outskirt of a Black River. Like, so when you come in the village, my grandfather was like, he's the man there. Like, he is the man. My father now is a man who he go on the campaign, he go to the meeting. So, he be known. So everybody knows Sampaloo. When you come to the village, everybody know my grandfather. It's a great heart, Sidney Mullings. Everybody know him. And he's supporting a different party. So for me, it was easy for me because everybody loved me. Because I live with my grandfather and him is an activist. My father is on the road, so he's an activist. But me and my father was like very, very close because we share the same name. Because nobody know him as his real name no more. Once he tell them he have a son named Sampaloo, everybody call him Sampaloo. So I'm little Sampaloo, big Sampaloo, and I live with my grandfather. So me and my father have a good relationship too. He was like, he never used to leave me out, none at all neither. So I go to him and I tell him, I want to go to Canada, but you have to do me a favor. One of my friends want to come. If I could get my friend come with me, then I come. And he said, no problem. So bring your friend. So they have a test. They have like you go to a center and test was easy. They say show them your hand. They feel your hand if your hand tough. And they ask you if you eat pork. My father said, if they ask you if you eat pork, tell them yes. At the time I didn't eat pork. He said, tell them you eat pork. We asked him why. He said, like, Canada is very cool and they want to know if you eat pork, put heat in your body. So he's like, yes. So I just go there, show them my hand. Man, just touch it and say, you eat pork? We say, yes. We say, go over there. So my friend, same thing. So all we have to do now, take the medical. So we go Kingston, take the medical, and here we were on our journey to Canada, me and my friend. And
all right, Sampa, I don't want to share too much of the Canada journey, I know, because really and truly, we know now that, in terms of music, big music, you are the man in Canada. But, what I want to really get to is, because we really want to talk about your music. Before Canada, was that a part of you, the music, or is it that when you went to Canada, you find the music? So I just want to know, were you interested in music while even at STETHS or just after leaving school? How did that come about, the music?
The music, I was a music lover. Even going to technical, I used to listen to, at the time, we used to have cassette back then time. There was a song named Jalov. I used to listen to a song named Jalov with Brigadier Jerry. And I remember a few friends at STETHS too, even Fabian and Sleepy. A lot of them, we used to bring like small tapes. That's why I said the farm used to be my best place at STETHS. So on our break, we go down by the farm so we could play the music. And they used to bring tape from Manchester, Mandeville. With technical, you have footballer who come all from Montego Bay. Some come from St. Anne. So everybody always coming with different tapes of different dances. So I developed the passion from there, listening to music there. And in the village where I used to live in Black River there was a sound system down there near Upsetter, God bless his soul, Papa Soul. The same guy now who I learned refrigeration with, he used to have a sound system. So what he used to do, he used to make me be the early warm-up guy. Like I go home early, string up, play the music until when he come in. So that's how I developed the music. I used to just love the music, but I just used to play like a selector then, play the music. But coming to Canada now, is all started to being an artist when I came to Canada to live.
All right. Earlier here, you call a name, your name Sleepy, and boy, Sleepy, I never the Sleepy what I know right now. But know Sleepy used to the States back in the 80s. Him say, well, him captain the States 1979 team or 80.
No, I don't know Sleepy there. I don't know what there.
All
I don't know
right,
what there. I
all
think
right.
he get that name off of that guy, the same
Probably.
Sleepy. He get the name off of the captain Sleepy.
Okay,
Sleepy,
cool.
yeah.
All right, now, so we know that you get into Canada, but now you're still living in Canada. So could you tell us now that transition from Jamaica, a warm, you know, climate, you know, transitioning to Canada to deal with farm work. Tell us how was that transition into Canada, and how was it on the program, and what happened from there?
I came on the program. The first year I came up on the program, man, it was one of the hardest thing, bro. Like hard, like in my village, I used to see people come from farm work, and back then, I have to say back then, because it's not now, but back then, you know, they have bicycle, they have big tapes, you know, they have motorbikes, and when they come down, to be honest, people never used to just look on them as a farm worker. People used to look on them as a foreigners. They used to carry themselves different. They build house, and you know, they make it seem like it was like easy. Like they go for 6 months and they come back down, and they act like it was like easy. When I came at the age when I came up, I was 26-year-old. I was so young. I was the youngest one on the farm. They have 40 people on the farm, and I was like the youngest person on the farm when I just reached. And man, it was an experience. They you have to work every day. Like I mean every day from Sunday to Sunday. You have to work from 7 o'clock in the morning till sometimes 7 o'clock in the night. Especially to I went there to pick apples. So when it's going down to like the ending of the crop, where you have to get up, because you have apple will fall off the tree, and you have apple where you have to pick. The one name you have to pick, those one go in the store that people buy. Apple is very delicate. If you squeeze it, the next day your fingerprint gonna show. So if it go in the store, you're not gonna pick up an apple with the fingerprint. And they have apple that drop under the tree, that the one that make juice. The stretch of the tree them are like 5 miles long. And you have to, on your knees, pick up and put in a bucket, and someone throw it in a bin. And these guys, they are racing. Like they are literally racing. And extra to the first year when you go, they are telling you for you to come back, or for the boss, that's the mentality they gave you. For you to come back, or the boss to request you, you have to earn it. And remember, I am the youngest one on the farm. All of the people that might go on the farm and go and see, they are veteran. Because like when you take that plane from Jamaica and you come to Toronto, then when you're in the plane and you're watching the plane come down shelter in the night, it's like, yes, this is foreign. But when you come through the airport, you see people show up and they have a list and they call your name. You have to listen for your name. So when your name call, you go with whosoever. Man, when you go outside, there's some bus park up out there. They put you in the bus. They drive through Toronto City. All nice, all feel good. You're like, yes, this is what foreign feel like. Then you drive like 10 miles. And it's just strictly bush. Strictly open land. Like, I can't describe it. No houses. You're just driving with, like you drive out of space. No house. Bush. And then when you arrive, this like is a barn. It's a barn, you know. It's so funny. It's like the first time I went, I was like, yeah, you take you have your little bunk bed and they tell you you're gonna stay here, and the next day they come and they tell you, all right, they're gonna take you to town and you buy equipment and clothes and stuff for it. So that experience there just come on the farm work for me. It was a big experience. So when I just came there, for you to come back on the farm, you have to work. All of these people you see in Jamaica, I don't know about now. I'm not gonna say for now, but all of these farm worker people you see in Jamaica, respect due to these people. My father used to come on the farm work before me. Cause he used to come on the farm work, but he came like he at the time. I don't know what connection he used to have, but he go when he want to. Sometimes he go for all 9 months, you know, see him. And the next time he don't go. He go whenever time he want to go. I don't know what connection my father did have. And I used to always ask him for stuff. He used to bring me stuff, but he's not bringing me that I asked for. Yeah, I used to be mad at my father. Because then I used to see other farm workers go and give their kids what they wanted. But Ian, when I came to Canada on my first trip, I have to hug up my father and kiss him. If he did just give me not even nothing at all, man. It's not an easy job. They work. A farm worker is a hard worker. No matter how they come to Jamaica and show off and make it look like they just touched them from the airport. No. You have to work. These people, you have to work, man. And so for me, the first year, it was hard because then I was trying to prove myself that I'm worthy enough to come back for they to request me. They call it request. If you want the boss request you, you have to work.
You have to earn your spot next year.
Yeah, you have to earn your spot. And to be honest, I work. I go as hard as I could. But sometimes when time you think you don't do your work, but your work is not good enough because all of these veteran people there, they run. They don't stop, they run. And sometimes I came, like you get lunchtime. Sometimes the farm that you're working on is like 3-4 miles from where you sleep, like where you're gonna stay. And they have to take you that 4 miles, carry you right back there for you to get lunch. And then as the hour lunchtime up, back again. Sometimes when I came in, my finger cannot hold the fork to eat the food. Because it's cold. You talk about November, October. You talk about we are going in December. So when you come home and hold the fork, your finger can't hold, all them are numb. You have to take up the plate and eat out tight like this. Oh. Your finger can't hold it. And it was difficult. Like, but I struggled it, but deep down within me, I tell myself I don't think I do good enough. I try. I put out every effort. I couldn't do better. So then I finished that crap. That was the first year. And they sent me a telegram and they called me. They request me back. I wasn't looking for it, to be honest. I tell myself, said, that's it. And I have a job. I do refrigeration engineer in Black River. The guy who I work with, he's my best. He passed away now, God bless his soul, Papa Suti. He teach me the trade and I was doing electrical installation at St. Elizabeth Technical. So to doing the fridge work and do air conditioning, it was easy for me. And that guy is a genius, the guy who taught me. So I never have to come to Canada. I was working, I was earning money. You know what I mean? And with refrigeration work, you dress up nice. This is not like you do mechanic where you have to put overall. These are basic things, with fridge, you just have a mechanical and an electrical, parts on it. It's simple. You just go, you just clean, we work for home electrics, like things but they on warranty. If it break down, you just go in, fix it up. And I know it like this, man. Like this guy who taught me everything. He never withhold back nothing from me. So I was good, you know what I mean? I was good. So I tell myself, so that's it. Yeah, and they send me a telegram. They request me. It's like, really? People them really call me back. I was like, trust me, we couldn't believe. And I go, but each time you get requests, you have to go take the medical, Kingston. So I get requests and I go and take the medical. At the time, no, my mom get sick. My mom have cancer, kidney cancer. So my mom was in the hospital at the time. So I always go and visit her a lot in the hospital. So when I get through to come to Canada the second year, I go to the hospital and I visit her. I was leaving the Tuesday. I visit her the Monday. The Monday night, I'm at the hospital with her. And the Tuesday, I'm leaving. When I reach to the airport, I call my auntie. That's one of my mom's sister, Auntie Princess. So when I call her, I notice, you know when somebody covering up the phone, you can hear the phone covering up. And he's like, say, don't tell him. But I hear, you know. So when she released the phone, I said, Aunt, what happened? I said, my mother okay? He said, yeah, your mother, just like how you left your mother last night. She okay. So I said, but why somebody in the background said, don't tell me? She said, come on, they know you go to Canada, everybody you go ask you for stuff. You know it go. I said, okay. I came to Canada. In about 3 weeks, I get a telegram. Say my mom, they are burying my mom. So my mom buried, like they say my mom buried today. They didn't want to tell me. They didn't want to tell me because they was looking at it like it's a opportunity to come to Canada, and they know I wouldn't go. They know that. So she refused to tell me, you know. So the reason why they claim they didn't tell me is because, you know, they know it's an opportunity, and and that killed me, like literally. And that was one of the main reasons at the time, I was planning to do like everything for my mother. Like my first year come to on the farm work, we talk, go and visit her, and the plan was, this is what we're gonna do. You know, he's a very loving woman, very kind woman, and my story, he relate my story to me. He always, the story that I tell you when we go through, he always tell me. He always playing on me here, and always I repeat the story and tell me how much he love me and how much he appreciate me. And for me, as a who didn't raise with her, when I start going to farm right now, I said, this is all for you. And she know that. So when she passed, I just feel like I just didn't have nothing to live for. Just like, I'm not coming back to Jamaica. You know? Like, where reason? You know, I have my grandfather. My grandfather was sick at the time, and he was living with one of his sons in Kingston. I call him and I talk to him. I tell him my situation, and he's like, do what you have to do. You're young. Opportunity is there. I live my life. Just want you to make me one promise. I want to see you before I pass away. That's all I want you to do. So now my grandfather tell me, do what you have to do. You know what I mean? And it so happened that the same year, Ian, listen to this, the same year, there was an ice storm in Canada. And the ice storm damaged the crop. And the owner for the crop, like these farm, what they do, they pass from generation to generation. Father, son, grandson, and thing, you know? And I develop a relationship with them. That's how how the music come in play. Being on the farm, hearing that my mom passed away, I used to just start chant. I remember I tell you I was only a DJ. DJ mean play music, selector.
Like a disc jockey.
A disc jockey, right. So from the moment my mom passed away, I just started to chant. Like just a chant. I don't know. Just chant, just DJ. And while I was sometime on the farm DJing, the other workers them would say to me, say, the boss will come. You know, cause I am the youngest one and these are grown men, and trust me, when they talk about slavery, you have some people, they make you feel like you're living a slavery. They never say no, they never object to nothing. And these people we are working for, they gave you option. It's not like they're slaving you. They're asking you. If you want, if you don't want, it's just for you to. But they never say, man. And I always chanting, and they always tell me the boss will come. But one day, it was raining outside. And I'm chanting so loud. And by the time they tell me the boss will come, he was right there. And he tell them, say, let he chant. I like to hear him. I like him. I like to hear him. And Mali say, so when he came on the farm, like, it's not every boss come on the farm. You know, you have field manager, they use farm worker to control the program. But he was one of them boss that would come and check the farm and walk with him dog or have him trail bike and come through the field. And if he don't hear me, he would ask, what happened to you? Are you okay today? Like, yeah, I'm okay. I want to hear you chant. I like hear when you chant. So by he telling me that now, Ian, you know, for me mouth open up wide and louder now, you know. You know, anyway, you turn on mine and hear me now. Remember the boss said that, you know.
Yeah.
And remember when the boss start make them hear now, Ian. Remember say me get all access granted for chanting, Papa.
Freedom.
So me, you understand start chant on the whole place until one day the boss come to me. With the out on the field a chant and him said to me, say, Mullings, you want to come to church with me tonight? You know, nobody not gonna tell the boss no. And the boss that, you know. Remember, all the position where everybody are fight for, you know, is to get close to the boss could recognize them, you know. Remember now, you know. Linda, big up, Linda, big up. Remember now, you know, at the boss, you know, here. This is the boss of Sampaloo. You want to come to church? So he's like, no problem. So go in, get dressed, go to church. Yeah, and when we go to the church, I play the revival song them in Jamaica when I grew up on. Yeah, no man say me take over the people in church, you know, man. Yeah, no take over the church, man. I lead the choir there, you know, Ian. I lead the choir, you know, man. So, he bring me home. The next day, he come and he check me and said, they love you. They must bring you back. Anytime, bring you back. Like, they love you. They naturally love you. I'm showing you how God working on mysterious way, you know, Ian. The next day, the fridge in the house break down. The boss of our son who do refrigeration engineer. So he came and he checked the fridge. So when he checked the fridge now, Ian, all of the next farm worker them, they stand up and watch him. So he asked the question, any one of you guys know what I'm doing? But then before they answer, he answered them. He said, anyway, if any one of you guys didn't know what you're doing, you guys don't be here. So, like he's saying, he asked a silly question. But what he doesn't know that a lot of farm workers are trade people, are people them who have education and are people them who are in job. But you know, Jamaica stay a man come from farm work and do 6-7 months, you know what I mean, with the money exchange. So he think at the time is just, you know, no education, you are just a farm worker. So I was in the room and this guy come to me and said, Mullings, you know, hear what the boy say? So what the boy say? The boy asks if nobody know, anybody can fix if know what we are doing, but the boy not even wait for the question answer. Himself forget it, cause if you ain't know, nobody wanna be coming here. So the thing is, when you go on farm work and you will socialize with each other, and everybody tell you you're professional. You know, it's normal for your man say, yo, that me do home or that me do home, you know, when you become friends. So I tell them I do refrigeration. So he come to me specific and tell me. So I said, for real? So I go out there. So when I go out there now, here everybody know. He know what you are doing. So he looked at me and he said to me, that are the son now, you know. The boss son and not the boss, you know, the boss son. Him no company farm regular. Him work.
Not the connection there. Just...
Right. So him said to me, say now, you know what I'm doing? So I say, yes. The man just get up and say, finish it. I'm gone. No ask me no more question. Him just say, finish it.
Face the boy. Just do that.
Face the boy. The boy say, finish it. Him no ask me, him no like, where you know I'm meaning gone. Me no meaning stand up there and I wait to see what me I do, if I'm gonna do it good or nothing. No. The man gone. But he left all the tools. So, you know, he was simple what he was doing. He was welding up, he was gassing up the fridge. So having welding touch. I finish, I do all of the welding. When time come now for we go back out of work, he come back and he see I'm working. And he tell them everybody to go left me. So he left me and I finish up the job, have my gauge put up and
so you know what I do.
He said, what are you doing here? I'm working. I'm here. I'm working. So wow. So wow. Then after the father now, we are the boss.
Yeah. Real big man.
Come and say, Deniston Mullings. Remember now he bring me to church 2 days ago, you know.
I find out more things about you can sing DJ. No, you're engineer.
So what is at the church? At the church man this. At the church man. I said, you good like that? So me I'm reason, you know. I say, yeah, this what I do in Jamaica. So I'm look at me different. So the next day now, everything happening is just a short. I'm telling you, God is good, bro. Everything happened for me just in a short span. Recognize me by that now. The next day, we came in for lunch. And when we came in for lunch, when we supposed to go back out to work, the man say want a meeting before we all go in on the bus. The man is like, if anybody think they work hard enough today, who think they work hard enough today, go one side. Who think they didn't work hard enough today, stay where you are. Remember, 40 years with on a farm, you know.
Yeah.
A man ask you a question like that, how am I going to know say me no work? So from you say, who think they work hard enough today, go over one side. Me run over the next side fast. Him can't calculate for work if I 40 hours work. So me go over one side, let go turn up. Me think me work hard enough. Everybody, nobody no move. Man, them look at me and I like, what me a do? What me a do? Man say, so you guys telling me Uncle Mr. Mullings alone work today? Only he work hard enough? So you guys think you could work harder?
Go on back a road.
Man, them say yes. The man said, listen to me now. My father, and great-grandfather have this farm for how much years? And today, you guys broke record. We have never produced so much. Never in a history. And you guys telling me only that man alone do all of the work? I said, get in the bus. So normally now in the bus, you get letters, like your family them from Jamaica write your letter.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a letterman. Like he choose a letterman where one guy where he give the letter and the guy take the letter and issue out. The man try the bungalow letter come give me, put it in my hand. So me turn letter boy right there so now.
Things are happening for you.
Yeah, not just a short space. So I start give out letter. Start give out letter 2-3 days. But then he tell me, my son wants you to go on the road with him. The son now him control they have their own storage. And the storage now have the whole of the air condition, all of the refrigeration and he's an engineer. So what I do, I start to travel on the road with him and check all of the plants them. So right away now from my job from there, so just move from the farm where I'm on the road with his son and I service the freezer, the air condition units them. So the same year now, the crop damage. They have an ice storm. And he honestly tell me, that's the same year my mom passed. All of this happening in 1 year. After they tell me everything, it just from my mom dead with the singing start and the church, right down to all of what I'm telling you,
New beginning.
Yeah, new beginning. He tell me, look, I'm only telling you, and the reason why I'm telling you this is because I see you have ambition. This is Canada, and Canada is a land of opportunity, and I could see it in you. I'm not going to be taking up about nobody for the past 3 to 4 years. The crop being damaged, and we're going to claim it, bankrupt. It's up to you. I'm just saying. Right. And that's how now I call my grandfather, explain to him. Have a friend in Montreal, I call him. Anytime you're ready.
Cut road.
And the rest of history. That's how I'm here in Montreal.
All right. Yeah. So we basically out of that we get all the music born really in terms of how it come out, because now you're there on the farm and you have vibes, but the boss himself hear you. So you're basically able to voice even louder. So we get that music kicking in there. So but you have touched on the farm road program, and while you have touched on it, I just wanna give a shout out, as you said, to all farm workers, no matter where you work, Canada, US.
Anywhere you work.
We all know them a hard worker. And
hard worker.
I can relate to your story now, because my father used to do farm work too, and same place in Canada. And as you said, when them travel Canada, them come with them little bike, them come with that big, everybody I think has the same big tape. Them always carry bicycle for them son and them little thing there. And them little Viewmaster,
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Them stand out in the community, as they say, come like a foreigner come back.
A real foreigner.
Big things are going for them. And that was my father. And I really have to give shout out to him. But I remember some of the photos we see of him in Canada in the snow. And in all this big old thick jacket and only little higher shoes. So you realize that sometimes you can't see the white and you know it's snowing, and it's a rough place to be.
Very hard.
And tough it out, and as you say, in them month, my father is up there for them October, November, because my birthday with them time, they probably come back early December or so. And when all the goodies come, you're starting in the community, but as you say, it's hard work. And
hard work. No thing.
My father would tell me that, and as a matter of fact, the way I have admired him going on farm work program, I would tell you this: when I was in school, I wasn't a dunce boy, but I did not do no common entrance. I was always telling myself, whenever I'm come of age, I'm going to Canada like my father. So, I said lucky, and I have to give thanks to Olivier, because I don't know if my mother didn't see this. As you know, my father wasn't the most brilliant in terms of hands-on, knowledge. Back then, if you have 6, 7 kids, some of them are going to stay home. My father was one who had to stay home and help work, so the girls them could have go to school and all of that thing. Very smart in terms you can trick him with money and all of that thing. Reasonability him good, but they never go to school. So I don't know if he never spotted that, this a boy that he want go to school, high school or anything. My mother never really say anything about it. So I have to give thanks to Olivier through the track and field when him sent for me. And I went to STETHS and do that exam. As a matter of fact, about 20 years away from the school, went to sit that exam to go into STETHS. I was the only one who passed the exam out of the athletes them.
Wow.
To get into St. Elizabeth Technical High School. When we go STETHS, Mike Olivier said, yo, young man, come here. Did you know that you came into the school with the highest average, one of the highest average in the school? You know, because he was kind of surprised, you know, a tracksman, you know.
A tracksman, yeah.
A lot of the time, the tracksman, I don't know why we always think that just the talent alone can take you right through.
Yeah. Well, even with me too, I spend more time on the track and the sports because that's what I thought I would have like traveled the world on my spikes. That's what you understand. That's why I tell you, Mr. Simit, I have to give him because he used to tutor me. After track practice, I have to have a maths tutor. That's how bad I was doing. Because just as you said, I thought the world I would travel the world on my spikes.
Yeah, man, and that's what happened to a lot of athletes there at STETHS, you know, in the earlier days. And that's why now I have to give thanks for, you know, Mr. Wellington. He have basically channeled the school like a Monroe and Hampton when it comes to bookwork now.
Bookwork, you're supposed to.
You know, so it tailored it really, your athlete, your cricket, and no matter which sports you're into, the bookwork have to show up. Yep. It's not just your talent now. And I'm really happy for that. But back in the days, you know, them just used to scout and this was like talent. Yep. Whether you make it or not with the pencil or pen, they might find a way to get you in a STETHS.
Right.
And you make it. But, you know, as I say, I really want to shout out to the farm workers. Those are hard workers.
Yeah,
wherever they are in the community, we have to give them much respect. Because what they go there, as you say, and do for us to even give you a pen or a pencil. Because you say about your father, then once you go there, you have to appreciate what he had done for you. Because it's a rough thing.
Yes, man, it's very rough, man. I live it, you know, man. I live it. When me I tell you, say, my father, when the first year when me come back, me tell him, say, if you never did have to give me nothing by just you being my father, I appreciate you. Yeah. To be honest, because every year him come up, me want bike, me want everything. and I wasn't the only kid he have. But I just feel like, oh, you go up on farm work, you pick it up there. It's easy. You understand? Yeah, but man, when we come and see the work, I'm telling you, you have to work. This is not like your common joke. It's not a joke thing in it. And then remember the weather, the climate. So if you even not a worker, you are out there. When you bend down on your back from 7 o'clock to 7 o'clock, when you have a time where they're picking up apple, and you have to be on your knees. I mean on your knees. 8 hours. And sometimes when it's going on to December, like when it's November, when they want the crop to over, you have the tractor turn the light on. Out there dark.
Yeah, man.
When, sometimes when you lie down, you can't get up. Your whole body have to move. I'm telling you, the first year I came up, you have a thing they call it the sack. It's a bucket and it's strapped on. When I came back to Jamaica and you look in my back, you see the X in my back. It's brand new. You understand? And most farm workers who pick apple, if they take their clothes off, you see it. A lot of people don't know. Farm worker is the bossiest set of people. Like nothing no happen. It's like when they come back.
But they're up out there.
Like when they come back, they're a cowboy, a foreigner. I'm telling you. But it's very, very hard. I have to give it up to them. You know what I mean? And majority at the time when I was coming up, the liaison officer Jamaican, it was good at the time. It was good. They take care of you. They make sure so you are okay. It's just that the workers, some of my workers, they have this different mentality. I'm gonna tell you an incident. I catch chicken pox on the farm for my first time. Chicken pox. And before I catch chicken pox, there are other people who catch it and they don't talk. They have it there, like have it and don't want to say they catch chicken pox. It's eating them out. Because they think by saying they have it, they're not going to request you back. They're going to send you home. You understand? And we all, that's why we take the medical to make sure we are okay before we came there. And these people are willing, because even with my boss, I'm telling you, the guy who I used to work with, when I catch chicken pox and when I tell them, man, and I go to the doctor and they give me all the medication. You have other farmers say, yo, your baby, only baby come here so come catch chicken pox. You know, man. And God make, he catch chicken pox and he never talk until he come like he was rotten. Like this man was like actually rotten when you smell him. Just because he don't want to come forward. He end up in the hospital and they end up having to send him home because it was so bad. Like it was so bad. You know? So you have some of them, their mentality, they would be dying. You out there and you're picking the apple and you want water and they're telling you, yo, the boss are come. And you have people run up. The water is right under the tree there. You have the water bucket is there. And you have man up in the tree and say want water. And your man say, yo, the boss are come and you run back up. You not stand up and drink the water. So some of them is the mentality they have. You know?
Them drive a fear mentality into others, you know, just how you talk about it, because you know, them could have dead on the work and they won't even see a word. Which, you know, not that they wouldn't get help or anything, but it's just the fear that they won't come back.
That's the fear. They won't come back.
And everybody
I met a guy from Montego Bay, a guy named Peter. He climbed the tree and a stick run up in an arm up here. And he hide it, because you wear long sleeve all the time outside cold. And he hide it for about 3 weeks. His whole hand actually did a drop off.
Yeah, man. You know,
and he's a younger guy, and it's like he don't want to talk, but the people who he's around, you tell him, yo, if you go tell the boss. So he did did a mash up pill and a treat it. If you tell the boss and the boss tell you go a doctor, then you know get pay if you stay home, and next time they're not gonna request you.
Yeah.
You understand? And when the boss,
I think a lot of the farm workers allow that same thing, the stigma of that, to even affect them in a health wise. Because you know, simple things that could have been taken care of, allow it to get out of hand because of the fear of not returning. And we understand it, the money was powerful back then when you come and get the exchange and just the lavish lifestyle where, you know, a farmer that able to live a week, 2 weeks, a few months after coming back, and then, you know, when you know them, I get that little, it come like a NIS money, or, you know, the return when my daddy go pick up some.
Yeah, man, you have a compulsory savings. They have a compulsory savings.
That little money, the sweet too, you know. So,
yeah, you have the 75%, they take that out of you. They take 75% out of each paycheck. And trust me, they save that. So when you go back home, and go change that exchange.
You ever see when the farm worker I'm going back, man, I'm boss. I'm going to collect that money, you know. Sweet.
I want to big up Carrot Civet. Carrot Civet, she was a farmer at least at St. Elizabeth Technical too. I just saw her online. Big up yourself, Carrot Civet.
Yeah, Karen, welcome to the program. And as I said, just share the program. It is funny you're talking to Sampaloo and learning his journey, you know. One of inspiration from a man could have died before childbirth, and you know, mother decided to take the risk. But here he is, in a born premature. But look at the man, you could never tell that.
I know.
The man was a preemie. But you know, we just gotta give God thanks for, you know, the journey that you have come through. So and the storms that you have weathered. So Sampaloo, now you're in Canada, and now you are one of the hottest entertainer across in Canada. We want you just take us through, you know, that part of the musical journey and how it get to the point where, you know, you basically, I see you on a lot of shows and have your own music around the road. So make we know about that.
Well, yeah, on the journey that you must stop there, man. Remember now, leave off of the farm work. Remember, friends now my follow come. Remember, me now family here. So remember, say me need status now.
Yeah.
So we have to begin the status, then we go into the music. So I came with friends, and I've been around them for a while. They treat me good. Everything go good, but you know, you have a time when you have to do what you have to do now. So for me now to get straighten up, to get my paper, to become a resident, that was Not a struggle again.
Not a journey.
Yeah. Take me 10 years, man. It take me 10 years. So you imagine, I'm here living in Montreal. I'm living in Montreal, Quebec. Montreal, Quebec, I think is the only French-speaking province in Canada. Or maybe one more, but I think Quebec is the original only French-speaking province in Canada. Where I'm living in Canada, Montreal, Quebec, is the only place in Canada you have to go through two immigration.
Oh.
You have federal and you have provincial. Like Quebec is like, every time they want to separate from Canada, they want to become their own country. This is a French-speaking province. And that's the only province you go through to immigration for you to be a residency. So for me as a Jamaican, now come to Canada, the winter, when me not used to make that transition, I'm around friends who is not my family, and it's not every day we have a good day, especially to when you are staying with people and you overstay your time. Everything good when you're just welcome. They treat you good. But as human being, and I think for me it's normal, you overstay your time, you know it's gonna be hardship. And as I say, no paper for 10 years. Need to work, need to have a job. I can't just sit down and depend. At the time when I came to Canada, and I came with money. I was working. And as I tell you, when my boss tells me the whole situation, do what you have to do. I'm not telling you what to do, but it's up to you. And, I start to prepare. So it wasn't like it just take me by surprise. Coming around, the people them who are around, they borrow. For me, it's no problem. I am with you. I don't pay rent. I live free. But when the money done, it's another problem again. The struggle is more than real. I mean, so I used to work in factories, like introduced to people who have their permanent residence and have their social security. And I used to take their security card and I used to go work in factory. And I get paid like say every 2 weeks. So I'm getting $500 every 2 weeks. When payday come, the person card who I'm using, he at the bank waiting for me coming back.
The bar thing.
He's at the bank waiting. Remember now, I get half of that, I get I get 250, he might get 2, it has split in a half,
You have to pay your dues.
Sure, remember I'm working on the people and people. Understand? And it take me 10 years, Ian, like hard, man. Like what me I tell you, say, really hard. So it reached to the point now where I start to get depressed. I want to go back home. I want to go back home. When I met my friends them who tell me it's okay to come and stay with them, they insure me and tell me it's gonna take like 3-4 months. You get through. You book a nice white woman, you married her, you get the paper easy like that.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. It happened before. A lot of people do it. All of these, they give you names of people who you know. So he's like, okay. Like, to be honest, in Jamaica, when you see foreigner came down and, they tell you, you're not working in Canada, you know, you get you get your check, you know, unemployed, you get a check under your door, but you find car park all the road for $40-$60, and you know they insure you and tell you all of them easy stuff there. So, you know, you're telling yourself, say, well, I can't weather it out. Come on, how hard could it be? For me, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. It was rough. Like real rough. It reached to the point where I get married. I book a nice Jamaican woman. We get married. At the time when we get married, it wasn't, she wanna help me. It's not like when you met someone and you find marriage in that person, and you know, it was the situation. The whole situation. Somebody care for you and say, yo, I think you're a good person. So I am not ready. I am young. At the time, she was like 18. That's not what I wanted. But you see, for you, I want to help you. And at the time, for me, I didn't do no research. I didn't understand. I didn't take time to understand how it works. You tell me that. It's like you give me an opportunity. I just jump on it. When I jump on it, can't work. This lovely woman who willing to help me, she in a position where she cannot help me.
Wow.
And she herself never even know. Understand? And it's not like I can't blame her because I should do the research and know. But for me, I just came into the country. I'm looking for the opportunity to.
See, I hate this is a good thing happening now.
So for me, it's a good thing happening.
And she on the other side, I do it from her heart. And I know
she, right. And couldn't work out that way there. Impossible if you work out that way there. At the time, she was a student. She was on government was helping her. So she couldn't be helping somebody who she can't help herself. So then I have to go under humanitarian compassion. Humanitarian compassion in Canada, you have to prove yourself to the Canadian government that you are stable enough. You are stable, that you could work mentally, physically. There is levels of education and schooling required. It is one of the hardest channels to go through. Like one of the hardest channels to go through. And I'm sure you know, 9/11. When 9/11 happened, right after I get married, I put in the paper, they ignore it. I'm just living. Every time I call, your paper is in process. We can't help you. It's a process. That take 10 years for process. After 9/11, you know what they do? They send me. Say I must do back over everything. So, you know, I go, now I develop. In Canada, go to library. You know what I mean? When I would go to St. Elizabeth Technical, it's not like I'm a dunce, but at the time, it's just the opportunity and just want to do things, you know? So now I fully understand. So I go humanitarian compassion. When I go humanitarian compassion, a few little people around me know, they say, oh, the biggest mistake you make. But at the time, for me, I fit all the criteria. I fit everything that they needed. Start to do the music too. The how the music come in Montreal, like to go publicly. I start to get depressed during that waiting 10 years. So I start to chant. Now this is where the chanting come in place now. The chanting was mentally. Cause at the time I was just like I was start to go. I was depressed. Depression.
So basically, you're on the edge here. So the
right.
The music was a way to vent.
Right. I'm on the edge now, and this is now where the music come in and save me. Each time I'm right there, the music just coming in and it just make me feel like different. It was like a medicine. It was like a medication for me. So I used to just chant to myself. I used to take shower like 3 times a day. Just to go in the shower to chant. You know, and when I come back out, and when I'm chanting, it's not like I know what I'm saying. It's not like I'm chanting and I write down and me say like me have 3, 4, 5 songs. I mean, me don't have nothing. It's just like just chanting, just I don't know. I just rhyming and just make that. Maybe I was going crazy and I don't know. But for me, it was helping me. It was helping me not to walk the street, not to act stupid, not to, you know what I mean, do crazy stuff.
In your own zone.
Yeah, in my own zone. So each time I do it, make me realize that it helped me. It helped me. It calm me down. It make me have hopes. It make me... I remember one time my father called me. I even cut communication with my father. Because my father now, he called me, right? He asked me, how things going on? I mean, I say, I don't like it. I want to come home. He's a man who said to me, say, you know how much people in Jamaica want the opportunity where you have, and you can't tell me say you want to come home. You want to tell me say you're in Canada and you can't find one woman tree growing on your face. And he's like, Pabs, I don't think you understand. You're not listening to me. The man will like, hear this. I'm going to listen to hear this. The man hang up the phone, brother. The man hang up the phone. Like the man literally hang up the phone. Because he's telling me, you are in Canada, and so many people at Jamaica who I know, even from your village, would like your opportunity, and you are telling me that you want to come home.
But I say you're sick.
But the man don't know what me I go through. So the music now start make me feel good, like really making me feel good. So one day I was home. I live in with these guys. They work during the daytime. So I have the house for myself during the day. When they come in, a different thing. You know what I mean? You can't make up nice because the man, I'm a working man. So you know what I mean? I have to put in one earphone and chant to myself. So one day I was there and I was chanting and I hear the door knock. Bam, 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 bam. I peep through the pole. Like up here you have the hole and you peep through it. Yeah. See, I like a brown man. He look black. So I open the door. He said, man, you know, I was sitting on that step. Cause I was on the 2nd floor and you have like 3 other floors go up. So I was going upstairs to check my friend up there and I hear you chanting in the house. And I sit down here and listen to you for an hour.
Wow.
The man said, I'm going to introduce myself. The man said, I'm a Jamaican. I'm from Jamaica. My parents, them from Montego Bay. They own hotels and they send me here to study. And I'm doing journalism. I go to McGill University. That's a big university here in Montreal. And that's what I'm doing. And I come to see my friend upstairs and I'm listening to you chanting. And I get an idea. Like, yeah, what's the idea? He said, you know, I have a project. I have a big exam coming up. And I was saying, instead of writing the project, I wonder if I could come with my camera and I could videotape you. I'm going to tell you the whole title, what I want you to do. And just like how you're chanting, you chant what I want and I videotape you. You think you could do that? Ian. I tell the man yesterday about Ian, because I tell him I do the music, despite me tell him I do the music. I not write the song them in Ian.
Yeah, it's a vibe something.
But I just like, you know, a freestyle. You talk about freestyle, like if I sing one song and you like it, you can't tell me sing back over the song. I mean, I know when me just singing it here.
Yeah.
See, so when he go tell me that, you know when he got pressure, he got pressure me right now, you know. So Ian, me tell him yes. He said yes. The man said, listen to me. It was on a Monday. And the man tell me he coming back the Tuesday or the Wednesday. So I tell him yes. Ian, when he gone, me say, me, you now come back, you come and see me.
Yeah, cat.
You could knock down this door here for now till a morning, you know, get this out here. Because Ian, I can arrange a song. As much as I tell you, I used to chant on the farm. It's just building up style, freestyle. Nothing in my head. That's not what I wasn't consider myself, none at all. It's not like I take it serious. It was just comfort, me. The Wednesday the man come in and the man start to buzz the door. Where I'm at, I could look through the window and I saw him outside. He said, me up in what? Anyway, somebody else buzzing in, so he come right at the door. The man come in and he knock. I'm stand still in the house. So then he tricked me. He stopped knock for a while. He stopped knock for about like say 10 minutes. So when I look through the window, downstairs I could see the entryway come from. I don't see him. So I decided now to go and peep at the door now. But Ian, pity me didn't know that when you go to the door, your shadow show under the bottom. Ian, the man, me don't know. Why? Me don't know. The man maybe just feel like, maybe the man, somehow he may pick up, say, I am there and don't answer him. Ian, the man pass by me. It's when me go to the door, peep through the hole, the man see the shadow under the bottom. Man start beating up the door again. Like the man say, I know you're there. Ian, you know what that man do, Ian? That man take the back of the building. Ian, in winter, Canada snow a lot. In winter, the back of the building, nobody go to the back of the building. The only person go to the back of the building, he have to be like the landlord. Either he's cleaning the step from the back, because round at the back, nobody walk there. The back, no exit. You have to be like the landlord cleaning down from the back of your back balcony where you put your garbage out. So sometimes the landlord, they come and they clean it up. The man go through the back. Sino catch you up at your waist. Come on now. Me hear the back door and knock. You think I gonna think is the man who like my normal self go through the back way? Sino catch you. Me show your God good enough here. Me show your God. God is God, you know, man. Listen to me, you know, man. You know, said that man so consistent. The man go to the back, Ian. Ian, when I open the door, when I go to the back and open the door, it's the man. Ian, the man have all his equipment in his hands. You know,
Ready?
the man I waist ready. Ian is like, God, I'm dead. How am I gonna go through this? Ian, the man go through in the living room. The man decorate the living room. The man set up the cameras. And the man say, you ready? Tell him, say, give me a second, I'm going to use the washroom. I go to the bathroom. And Ian, I go to the bathroom and I start sweat. Ian, I say, what me going to do for myself? I start pray, Ian. I say, God, why did I tell the man yes? God, why did I never tell the man I cannot do it? Why? Ian, I sit down in the bathroom and I start sweat. The man knocked the bathroom door 3 times. Man say, you good? I said, give me a second, me I come. And Ian, you know what I did? I pray. Yeah, I pray. I sit down in the bathroom and I pray. And I wash my face, dry my face off. And I come out. And I said to him, you ready? He said, what you say you want me to do again? The man said, you don't know. Man said, you never write it down. He said, no. He said, just tell me, just refresh me. Tell me what you want me to do. I remember the title, Ian. He was, the title of the song, what he want me to do is that you have extra to Montreal, Quebec. And Montreal, Quebec is a French province. So he wanted me to, the whole title was that you have immigrants came to Canada, came to Montreal, Quebec, right? And they learned French. Because it's a bilingual province we live in here, in Quebec. French-speaking province. So you have immigrants came to Montreal, and when they came to Montreal, they learned French and they master it. And once you master the French, you could get any job here. Because fully bilingual. You go outside, all of the signs them. For you even to open a business where I live, the French sign have to be bigger than the English sign. Else you get a fine. You understand? So bilingual. It's French province. So he was saying now you have immigrants came to Quebec, where I live. They master the French and they get job, well-paid job, good salary. And then now you have Quebecois, people who born here. Because you have a lot of people born right in the province and born here and they don't learn French. Because you have choice. You have French and you have English. You have English school where you can go. So then now you have citizens here, they complain. Immigrants come in and take all the good jobs away. So you want me to do a lyrics about that. So you refresh me. I have one rhythm, one popular rhythm in Jamaica, we call it the answer. I always DJ upon that rhythm because to me it was easier to ride. And at the time when he hear me a chant, it was that rhythm and he wanted it on that rhythm. Put in the rhythm in the tape now and play the rhythm, Ian. And Ian, I start. And I'm going in. And you have the video camera upon me, Ian, and I'm into the camera, out of the camera. Ian, it wasn't me.
Yeah, so you find yourself.
No, something take over me. It wasn't me. Something just take over, Ian. And Ian, me in a hit. And me I work the camera, and me I work the lyrics. And when he say, cut. Ian, when he say cut, I'm saying to myself, a matter of fact, I was praying to myself. I said, Father, don't make this man tell me to start it back all over again. Because right now, me don't know nothing. I don't remember nothing what this man saying. Please don't make this man tell me to continue when me left off. Because me don't know when me left off, here. Because my aim is to just ride the rhythm till the rhythm tap. Once the rhythm tap. And him stop me before the rhythm stop. So remember me now, me is not an arranger of music. Me don't know nothing about music. So please, me I ask you, Heavenly Father, don't make this man tell me to start back over. Or don't make this man tell me to catch when me stop. Because me don't know when me stop. And me see the man start pack up. So me I said to him, say, why are you packing up? The man says a rap. The time I not even know what a rap mean. A rap mean a music meaning. It's done. You good. So he's like, what you mean is a rap? Man say, man, I get everything that I wanted. You give me all the information that I wanted. I don't need nothing more. The man say, you're a genius. The man say, man. So he's like, me I look on him and I say, you sure you're just telling me that because
So I pack up and go.
Yeah, pack up and cut. The man said, you don't see what you want to listen. You want to listen back what you have just done do for me? So me I say, yes, let me listen. And when me I listen, he's pointing out the points them. Man said, that's what I want. That's what I want. Oh. And 2 weeks time he came back. My first 200 Canadian dollars I ever earn, I ever get. That man bring me 200 Canadian dollars and tell me say he get 100% mark. And what he did, he write me up in the newspaper. Like we have a thing named the Gadget up here. They call it the newspaper. He write me up and say if anybody looking for any reggae artist, contact him. And that man make me start to get show in all the college and university in Montreal, Quebec, bro. When it comes to Black History Month, I do every Black History concert in all of the high school, Dawson College, McGill University, Concordia University. The Black community. they have a talent show, and I have a friend of mine who introduced me to the talent show. But they have a Jamaica Association right here in Montreal. And they keep a talent show, 1995, Ghana League promotion, singing P and Friends. And I go there and I perform. Yeah, the guy who introduced me to the competition, he's an artist. He's a reggae artist from Jamaica. He been in the competition before. So when he discovered me, he want us to do collaboration. Like we DJ together, go in the competition together. So we start to build lyrics. That's like, combination now. Combination song we start to build. And when we start building the combination song, when I went to the competition the night, and the stage manager asked how you guys, like they placing you, how to go up, they said, no, two of you can't go at the same time. This is no collaboration. One person at a time. So at the time, he was a more established artist than I am, because nobody know me. So I tell him, you know what, you go. So I will here to support you. He said, no, I want you in the competition too. You are great, trust me. The song them that we build, all you have to just do your part. It's okay. Yeah, and I go in that competition and I won the competition. I won the competition and I get Montreal DJ of the Year, 1995, Ghana League promotion. Gave me Montreal DJ of the Year for that competition there. And that competition there make now the black community, everybody start to aware of me. Start to do the Jamaica Day activity, Canada Day, Barbados Day, Trinidad Day. I start to do all of the days them. Remember now, I still an illegal immigrant, Ian. I have no status yet. Still not have no status. And then after 9/11, as I tell you, Canadian immigration write me. They tell me, they didn't write me, they call. They call my wife and tell my wife, say they want to interview me. I must make sure I be home 3 o'clock. Yeah, and after 10 years, I'm on the street, get a phone call. Canada immigration said, make sure you're there home for 3 o'clock. And then I file for humanitarian and compassion. And I came in. They didn't wait for me to call them. They called me back. 3 o'clock, they called me back. They said I must call 3. They called back before 3. And I was home. And I go and I do a phone interview. I become a resident in Canada on a telephone. It was a lady interview me. And tell me, listen to me. It depends on how you answer your question. Ian, when I done the interview, the woman tell me she's an immigration officer for 23 years. And she have never interviewed nobody like the way. The woman asked me, why your wife doesn't sponsor you? I tell the woman, listen to me. I'm a Jamaican, and in Jamaica, my village that I'm from, the village that I'm from, is man is the head of the house. Man take care of the family. And at the time, my wife was on government assistance, so I couldn't depend on my wife to take care of me. I said, but what do you do? How can you take care of your family? He's like, I do music. I said, what kind of music? I said, reggae music. How much money I get for reggae music? Remember now, when you don't have a status, you don't supposed to work. I said, listen to me. Sometimes I make $25 a week. I said, Mr. Mullings, $25 a week can't mind family. I said, because I don't have a legal status. And when I finished with the interview, Ian, the woman said, listen to me. We need people like you. We need people like you in Canada. He said, you only have one problem now, is the providential. Because I tell you, with Quebec, you have to go through 2 immigration. So the federal of Canada upset me on the phone. So with Quebec now, I did have to go and see them in person. So that was a whole new... So Canada federal upset me, so I'm accepted in Canada. But for the province of Quebec, Montreal where I live in, I still have to go through immigration for they to accept me to live here. So it's a different appointment, similar application, same way to the federal. So that one now I go in personal and see them. When I went in, God I'm blessing, man. It was that I went in for the interview, and when I go in, the guy look at me and he said, welcome, Mr. Mullings. My mother tongue is English. So talk to me in English if that's your choice. And he said, English? So what are you doing here? Take out my papers, like, my documents them and go through. So, oh, you do music. So what kind of music you do? He said, reggae music. The man said, Bob Marley? I said, yes. The man put his hand like a spliff and he come like this. The man said, Bob Marley. When Bob Marley came to Montreal Forum, my father take me to Bob Marley show. Man said, but you're pretty much young. What other type of music you do? At the time, Sampaloo was just breaking out, breakthrough. He couldn't even pronounce Sampaloo name good. He said, you do Shana Paul style? I'm say, yes, Shana Paul style. He got through my profile. He said, what are you doing here? He said, man, the neighborhood you live, your address you gave me, I send home hundreds of people yearly, man. And you don't even have a jail walk ticket. I say, I don't have no legal status here, and that's why I'm here. The man said, listen to me. The federal of Canada accept you. So it's just us to accept you. The man said, welcome to Canada, Mr. Mullings. And I go like this to shake his hand, and he said, no, I want to shake your hand. You are the one who do it. Man said, I want you to count to 1, 2, 3, and see that button over there on the computer, the enter button. I want you to just take your finger and stick it. And once it go, you're accepted in Canada. And the man count 1, 2, 3, and I go over there and hit the button. Man said, welcome to Canada, Mr. Mullings. And believe you here, and the same day, the interview about 8:30 in the morning. And 8:30 appointment. The interview didn't take me not even 25 minutes. Yeah, and I get through. They have a bar downstairs, and I go in the bar. When I go in the bar, it was just the bartender alone. He was cleaning up. So I said, give me a beer. I need a beer. Look at me and say, you need a beer so early in the morning? Are you okay? I say, yes, I'm okay. I've just get accepted in Canada. So yeah, so one more beer on the house for me. I have some nice people in a Quebec, And he gave me 2 beer here, and I drink the 2 pitcher beer. I went to pay him. He said, no, it's okay. Congratulations. You seem to be a good guy. Yeah, I just start to chant. Start to chant a song, me just get landed. Me just get landed. Me the foreigner near me under bandage.
Yeah, you know, when I asked you about that immigration song, no?
The immigration song.
Yeah, go with it, man.
And that's how the immigration song come in existence. The same day I'm being accepted in Canada. I drink 2 beer and I start to chant the song. The song come into my head. And I sing the song all the way, take the metro, come to my yard, sing, just get landed. Door and knock, me could do door and knock. Immigration are coming off and run around the back. I sing that song from where I go do the appointment and come into my house. I have a friend who used to work at the radio station. I call him I didn't tell nobody that I didn't have no paper. I call him and I tell him I have a song. So what the song name? I say name Just Get Landed. He said, what you mean the song name Just Get Landed? I said, I never have no status and today me just get landed for in Canada. I'm a build a song. He said, make me hear it. I'm start singing on the phone with him. Say, just get landed, me just get landed. 10 years of foreign me under bandage. Door and knock, me could do door and knock. Immigration I come, me no have to run around and back no more. He said, me I come get you. And bring you go to the studio and come and get me and carry me go to the radio station and have a little studio and we hook it up. And Ian just like how me I chop it as so me chop it. And the Thursday he have a Thursday program and he play it on the radio. And he play it on the radio. Done. The whole community, because like Montreal here we are living, we have multiple different culture. We have Barbadian, Grenadian, Trinidadian, Barbadian, Haitian. We all live here in Montreal. So it's a song where a lot of people could relate it to. And with that one song, it get me nominated for Canadian Reggae Music Award. And it just...
It said sell off.
Here I am, man. Interviewing an Ian program right now.
You know, that was a story, and trust me, it was a journey. I just imagine during those 10 years when, you know, I just say under bandage, after hide from immigration and all. So, you know, enough people don't know, but it's a rough thing when, you know, when you take off and now the papers, you know. I just say you work your money and you have to give it half of it.
But you have to. You have to. And the worst part about it, Ian, the guy who I give half of the money, you know where he go as he collect my money? He goes straight to the gambling house. When I work, I pay his tax, you know. Remember him having paper and him now work on, you know. So he might get him tax paid and he might get half of the money, you know, Ian. Remember me a family, you know. By the time me get that 250, they have me a pass for a West Indies tour. That 250, they don't, you know, me no go with no money, you know. And every Thursday, every paycheck, he's there, you know. Sometimes I'm in a factory at work and immigration come and me have to run through the back. The back I saw the sinew turning up. Sinew reach up on my neck, you know. But you have to run out of that, you know, Ian. Run out without jacket and you have to make your way out. I have to give respect to a lot of these people who come in foreign countries, not only in Canada, and they rough it out and they go through, because it's not an easy way. And to be honest, Ian, man, I don't wish none of this on my enemies, but I don't regret going through all these struggles, because I could tell you it made me be a better person. It made me accept the little things. Maybe if I came here, my father take me here and my mother take me here, maybe I wouldn't be the person who I am today. Because not knowing all of this that I've been through, I don't know if somebody could relate it to me and I could be passionate about it. Maybe I just like, okay, it's like a man will never feel hungry when you tell him, say, you're hungry. You rather buy you a beer more and give you the money to buy something to eat. So for me, go through all of these struggles, I don't regret it. It made me be a better person. It definitely made me be a better person.
And definitely the struggle, you know, is a lot that a lot of people can relate to, because, you know, I'm here in America and I know, you know, I have friends who have been through the process and I've seen what they've been through, you know, and I just, how you say it, you know, try a marriage and sometimes the person that you're married to don't even able to help you and you don't even know that because you're so happy that you know, you get the breakthrough.
Right.
So, and then when you realize that even take you longer because you have to get out of that one day and, you know, try something.
And try something else.
And so it's a tough journey.
Yeah,
but,
it's a journey.
I'm just happy for you, man, that, you know, everything worked out and it seems like the Lord been on your side all the way from birth.
Prayer. To be honest, man, I pray a lot. I go through. I pray, despite I do dancehall and I do reggae music, but going through all of my ideal, it was prayer. Prayer saved me, man. I pray a lot because I couldn't turn to smoking. It don't help. Because when you smoke the next day, the problem is still there. I couldn't go to drinking. It doesn't help. You can drink all the drink you want. You're still illegal. You understand? So for me, the only thing I see where my strength was in, it was my prayer, and my prayer bring forth my music. Because I tell you, my music was my comfort. I wasn't chanting to be on your program today. It wasn't. I was doing it for myself, my well-being. It wasn't nothing about I want to be a superstar. Even as I tell you, with the name Sampaloo, it was given from birth. From the first time my father saw me, he said that must be a Sampaloo. My mother said, what is a Sampaloo? He said, no. He said, well, just call him Sampaloo then. My classmate is on the live, Carrot Simit. She can tell you from high school, Sampaloo. So a lot of people think it's an artist name. No. So for me, it's just God and blessing, man. To be honest, it's just God and blessing for me. Because during my 10 years of struggle, I never turned to no family member. Because when I cut off my family member, them in Jamaica, I don't talk to them. Because when they call me, they're going to ask me, how are you doing? And when I tell them I'm not good, they're going to worry them. And they cannot do nothing for me. I have uncle who is civil engineer. I have uncle, I have family, Donald Mullings. I mean, like, up there. Said when I tell you go, he's the one who schooled me and sent me to St. Elizabeth Technical, like pay my bills them and make sure I'm comfortable. Very believe in education. The man that say education as like a passport to success. That's how the man that say education are. And when the man they call me and say, are you good? If me tell them say me not good, they must say come home. That's how they are. So for me, I have kids, I have a family. I couldn't just get up and come home, so. So when me do here and me cut off all my family them, because if I tell them say me not good, it worry them. And I can't tell them say me good and can't give them nothing either. So going through those problems at the time, I go through it all by myself, man. But God was with me. God and blessing was with me. I believe in him and I pray to him and I see the result. You know? So.
Yeah, man, I'm happy that you're a man of faith, you know. And I tell people, you know, God is God and he'll carry you through. And sometimes the wait may be long, but if you just stick with his plan and believe, you know, that it's gonna happen for you. You know, I'm happy that you did that. So Sampaloo, you know, boy, we are talking 2 hours and it come like we just start 5 minutes. But so what you do is make the people them know how them can find you and the music, you know, because you know, I know a lot of people I put out one of the songs out there, same one, the immigration, because really I know that one would have connected with a lot of people. But you know, we know you have other music out there. So let the people know how they can find you and find your music, you know.
Well, I'm on all social media. As a matter of fact, I'm listed. If you type in Sampaloo, Sampaloo, if you Google it, I guarantee there's a Sampaloo. On Facebook, I use my government name, Deniston Mullings, on Facebook. I also have a fan page on Facebook, Sampaloo, Sampa. On Instagram, Fully Bad Sampaloo. FULLYBAD SAMPALOO. I have a Twitter, Fully Bad Sampaloo Twitter, and Sampaloo MTL YouTube. But as I say, I'm listed. If you type in Sampaloo Montreal, trust me, you're gonna be connected. And this Saturday coming up, STETHS 60 celebration, I will be performing live. It's gonna be a viral performance. So you guys could check my page, my Facebook page, Deniston Mullings. Commercial is there. Become a member, and you can get information that's lead you directly how you can get ticket purchase to see that live event coming up on Saturday. STETHS 60 alumni.
Yes, Sampaloo, really, you know, I give thanks to for the alumni group because, you know, trust me, there's so much stuff happening within the group and it's connecting so many STETHS past students, you know. As you know, as we see, they are part of the program. Carrot, they are part of the program. Ilian, big part of the program. And it's only growing. And the good thing is that we can bring back people like you, somebody with a journey, somebody with a testimony, somebody who can, you know, motivate somebody, inspire somebody, and share the journey to show that sometimes we're going through some things and we think, say, guess what? Are you alone I go through them things? Yeah. But guess what? Others been through it, overcome it, and moving on to better heights. Cause now, with that song, the immigration song, now you're free for travel again, You're free.
Man. Visit Jamaica everywhere now. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
good.
So,
I'm good. I'm
so
good.
we
I'm
know
good.
things can only get better now, because
Yep.
I just say, man, then no more bandage.
No. Freedom. Straight freedom.
Freedom. But
I just want to big up all. I want to thank you, Ian, man. Thank you. You don't understand. For me being a STETHS past student and to be on your program. Since I link with you, I got through all of your interview and I watched them, man. And trust me, I'm so happy to be a part of it. I want to big up all of the staff over STETHS alumni group there, from the president to the vice president. I want to big up each and every one. And I just want to tell you how much it's a pleasure. I'm happy you guys having me. And coming Saturday, man, I going to give you a taste of Sampaloo.
All right.
I guarantee you. I'm going to give them a taste of Sampaloo.
Yeah, man, me really glad, that this is gonna happen. It's gonna go down, and we get to hear in a sample. Because I'm telling you this, when you leave school, STETHS, there was a disconnection in terms of a lot of us disconnected. We know we're out there, but it wasn't connecting. And with this program, together we rise, building our nation. It's something I say. You guess what? It's not just for STETHS student or past student. It's just for anybody out there that have a story that can inspire, motivate, and just uplift somebody else. But in fact, when I can, core heart with the STETHS alumni, and bring in people even from my alma mater, it is so much fun. Because me and you can sit down and we are chat for over 2 hours, and it's coming like a 5 minutes, like we just open the bleacher for a reason. Everybody, when you go back to STETHS, you can always relate to either out a bleacher, you down at the farm, there's always, even for the field, football, cricket, track and field, netball, it's just that relationship we build over the years, and when we come back like this and sit down and chat, it's just a good vibes,
Yes, man. It's have good feelings, man. It's have good feelings. Trust me, I enjoy it.
We see which me know me will bring you back somewhere down the line.
Yes, sir.
After the STETHS alumni performance, we know we're gonna bring you back at some other time, because there's so much more to your story that I know that you couldn't do it all at this one night.
I know. Come on, man. Over 10 years.
But I say, this is just a little enlightenment on the journey of Sampaloo. But I really am pleased, man, with with this little chat. Because I don't call it interview, it's just like a regular chat. We just come on here.
Definitely.
Share the journey and have a little vibes, So I'm really thankful and grateful that you took, the opportunity to come forth. You could say, yo, yeah, I mean, another thing there. But guess what? You come on from the program and I'm telling you, your journey been an inspiration to me, even to just hear about your mother and her faith. Because, as I say, you probably would not have been here if it wasn't for the decision that she had taken back then.
True.
And she did that without even second thought.
Even second thought. Strong black woman, strong Jamaican woman, I'm telling you.
That just tell us even more about the type of people who we are. You speak about your journey into the farm work, bro. It's a tough thing, but you stick it out.
Yeah.
Your journey to getting naturalization or your citizenship in Canada is another journey. But guess what? You rough it out again. And see, you're here to tell the story. And we're really happy that you're able to come on here and share. And for the people who are here with us, watching, listening, we just want to say, we really appreciate it.
More than appreciate it. Thanks to all the viewers, man. All who be listening out there. Thanks a lot. You know what I mean? And just like and share, and that's the story could go out. And as I say, man, my respect. I'm a student of St. Elizabeth Technical, bro. I haven't. You don't understand. I'm proud. I'm one of them. I'm a STETHS fanatic.
Yeah.
I'm proud of Technical, bro.
Work and
even my struggle when me got through. Even my struggle, because even when I apply for humanitarian compassion, with them, you have schooling is one of the most important part of it for even for me to be here. You understand? And you can't just say, I used to go to STETHS, or I used to go to Black River, or I used to go to that prep. You have to have proof. And when I called St. Elizabeth Technical, in a second, the fax was there.
It's like, pull up your file. Ready.
What? So this is not like, oh, I go to St. Elizabeth Technical. Immigration now I hear that. You have to come with that stamp letterhead approval from St. Elizabeth Technical. So for me, even to be a part of my journey, going to St. Elizabeth Technical, it helped me to be here too. So it's not only this struggle I've been through, the channel that I choose to be here, humanitarian compassion. You have to prove yourself to Canada government. You have to prove yourself, schooling is one. If you feel that, you have a leverage where you have to eligible for.
You see, Sampaloo, and I'm really happy that you share your story, because there's probably other people who are still out there hiding, and probably they can go to the same channel.
You didn't have to marry, bro. You didn't have to marry. I didn't know that. For me, I just think everybody just tell you, come find somebody married 3, 4, 5 months. But there's other ways that people don't tell you. And you're fit. I was so eligible. I fit everything. When I go through the paper, it's like, this is all I needed. My fiancé at the time was like, this not sound right. It's too easy. Like they are tricking you. You're not gonna come back home when you go to them.
Lock it up.
Like it's too easy. How could it be so easy? You don't think everybody would be doing it? But then when I talk to a lawyer, the lawyer tell me it's the hardest one that ever. But you have people out there who fit the criteria, but they don't know. That's the thing is. So for me, even to be here talking to you, St. Elizabeth Technical High School play a vital role by just me attend there and complete my schooling. Because it's proved, certified. This is not like word of mouth, oh, I go to STETHS. It's not like that. And you know that, you know how immigration works.
Yep, you need proof of everything.
Right. So even going to St. Elizabeth Technical, for me to be here talking to you, it play a vital role in my life too. You understand, my brother? So I just got on blessing, and then here I'm at a platform with a STETHS group. Come on, I feel telling my story. You don't understand. I tell my story to a lot of people, because develop and being an artist, I do a lot of interview. But to be on this program with my past student hearing my story, come on, it's not everybody at STETHS even know that Sampaloo exists doing music. I go to Jamaica to visit even my family, them, they didn't know. All right, my father, I'm going to give you a quick story about my father.
Go ahead, man.
My father called me. He said, Sampa, what I go on for you? Where are you? So I tell him, say, no, I do like music, Him say, what kind of music you do? So hear me now. I do like DJ. Him act like, you're the DJ part. Him say, first you say you do like music. You play instrumental? So I say, no, me never say me play instrumental. Him say, you play keyboard? I pass upon him. He say, you play the drum? So I say, no, me I do like a DJ. And say, you tell me now. Me can't say me spend my money on you. But your grandfather send you go to St. Elizabeth Technical, and you know I can't tell me say you're a DJ. Listen to me, man. I'm the day listen, and he hang up again. Remember, this man not take time out to listen to me, brother.
And nonsense you go out with, man.
One day, him call me. And when he call me, sound like him a cry. One time I did send him some money. Him tell me, say, Because him a politician. He that man with the politics. So he call me one day and tell me, say they have some house. They have some house alone, some government house. Send him some money and him sort out something for me. Send him money and I send him money. I don't hear nothing from him. For a good while, I don't hear nothing from him. So he call me. And when he call me, he sound like him a cry. He sound done. So I say, I want him to you now. He must say me if forgive him. So I say, everything good, man. From me, you call me, know that the money they mash up. Because he's a man, he pound you all too, you know? So from me send him my money and him to deal with something for me and him not get back to me, that's not him.
It's something not good on.
Yeah, something all right. So you know me just, me done right here after me. And me I tell you, say, he's a man, he's a good talker, he's a politician, he can talk good. See me Sampaloo, man. Anybody a Black River asks about Sampaloo. Man, they can talk. Brainies. So, I say everything good, man. Me done right after that. I say, what I'm to you now? He said, I apologize to you. You know, if you apologize to me, from me to see you get back to me, say, no. I know that. So, I say, what? He said, today, I go to Black River, and a policeman called me and asked me, say, you have a son in Canada? And when he said that, my whole body get weak. And I tell him, no, I have a son in Quebec. So the police said, then where I try to tell me, say, Quebec not there in Canada. He said, Quebec there in Canada, man. Canada, Quebec there. He said, him know too, but he just want to hear. Say, policeman, say, come here, I want to show you something. You need a Sampaloo? He said, yes. He said, my son, man, can me go in our office? And believe me, it's just the body is there. My mind gone. And go up on the computer. And I don't know what to do. But I just hear one man I say, ready to fly out. Just get landed. Just get landed. And he said, man, say, your son that? And he said, yes. He said, man, say, that will call up and show you. And he start ball. Cry to me on the phone. So must forgive him.
I never spend time to listen to you back then.
Never spend time to listen to you. I go to Jamaica with around my family and none of them know something do music. I mean, I never tell none of them. When me come back to Canada, my auntie them say, somebody said no one video with you, you never tell us how we do. Because me are the last person they won't approve. Like they don't see me.
Not that feel.
No, they don't see me in that feel. But as me say, I just God and blessing. The music when me do and as me tell you, me no go underneath girl and them something, them my music them clean. Them mostly humorous. Them humorous. Well, when me I do dub plate a road boy something. You know what I mean? But humorous. I could put on a show and I could pretty much do my thing and I inspire a lot of people. And with my story, a lot of people could relate. Even sometimes when me I do my testimony, even all with the immigration, you have some people calling on radio and for them testimony. The testimony is nothing. When we go through, I know nothing. Like, that's how people go through some murderous things. When some people tell you what them go through, but the good thing, when I tell my story, it make them come forward. And just because I tell my story, it make them feel comfortable for them to telling their story.
Yes, story.
And that's the difference that I have with, because in Montreal here, there's a lot of good reggae artists, good dancehall artists, good artists here. But what I have over most of them, I have stories.
You have a story to tell.
They are natural born artists. They've been doing music from their country of them in Jamaica. For me, this is where I come and develop it. And just because of my struggles, my thing that I go through. So it make me be who I am. And it make me start the music. So my music based off of the struggle that I've been through. So people here more easier to relate to it. So me pretty much I'm involved in a mostly organized organization in Montreal, and I'm a place, man. Montreal, I'm a place. They may have a respect on the ground here, you know. 'Cause even my kids, them, I grow them. They grow around me. I do mostly at the outdoor event with my kids. Then they all grown now, big man them now. But when they small and them go everywhere, everybody knows Sampaloo and Sons. So you know, get them involved and be a part of it, strongly be a part of my community. So well grounded.
Yeah, man. So we say it, work on integrity every day.
Work on integrity.
So
Central the technical motto.
yeah, man. So with that sample, we gotta close the program. But as I said, respect and honor to have you passing through. So guys, we just want to thank you, as I said, for joining in the program. And if you find anything interesting in it, if you find anything inspiring, uplifting, I say just share it and let somebody else hear it. So with that, we'll say peace out, stay safe, and just keep tuning to Together We Rise, Building Our Nation, and the STETHS Alumni Group. So see you all, folks. Have a blessed night.